Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and this surprise Sunday. And on this surprise Sunday we are gonna do glute activation. And in this surprise Sunday video I wanted to do a talk through where I'm guiding you on different exercises that you can do to activate your glutes before you're starting your glute and leg workout. If your goal is to targeting your glutes more than your legs, it's so important to activate the glutes before you're starting your workout. The glutes tend to be a little bit lazy, so if you don't wake them up a little bit before you're starting your workout, it can be very hard to get contact with your glutes. When I'm doing glute activation, I more or less only use my resistant bands that I always have in my gym bag, but you can also do with body weight if you don't have resistant bands. I have bought my resistance band from AliExpress honestly, and I have also some that I have bought from other places, but the ones from AliExpress are good. They are not so strong, but if you do want to do more like exercises and not warm up activation, you can also put like 2 bands and you get more resistant. I'm gonna put the link in the description box if you do want to see some of the resistance bands that I'm using that I bought from AliExpress. So I'm gonna do a talk over on this one, and it's not super hard, but the most important thing is that of course you're gonna feel it in your glutes. If you don't feel it in your glutes, you're doing something wrong. So try to always put your mind to the muscle connection. So mind to muscle connection, it's super important. So you really think about the muscle that you want to feel it in. So think about your glutes during this whole warm up slash activation part, and the same thing when you're working out, when you're putting heavier weights on, think about your glutes if you want it to feel more in your glutes. So mind to muscle connection, I cannot stress that enough. But before we jump into this video, I just want to give you a little reminder to give this video a thumbs up if you do like it, and if you haven't already, I would love you to subscribe to my channel so you can be part of my YouTube family here. And with that being said, let's jump right into this video. First glute activation that I'm doing is just side to side walks, and I'm doing this in a like slightly bent squat position. The lower you go, the more you're gonna feel it in your front leg as well, in your quadriceps or quads. So I like to have them like slightly bent and just walk side to side, and then you feel it more in your glutes. So do as many reps as you want. If you have a smaller space, you can just take 2 steps and then 2 steps to the other side. And I find this glute activation to be really good, and I'm doing this more or less like 9 out of 10 times that I'm doing glute activation. And then normal kickbacks, and here to activate your glutes it's really important that you're squeezing in the top and also not letting your down just fall back. So hold the tension up and down. And then I'm doing some side kicks here also. Honestly, I don't like that so much. I do like the regular kicks that I'm doing here more. And be careful with your back here. You don't want to bend your back because then you're going to feel it more in your lower back. So make sure to have like a nice tight core and straight back during this movement. And you can see I'm really squeezing in the top here and trying to focusing on the tension in the glutes. So this is also one glute activation that I'm doing a lot, like more or less every time I'm doing glute activation, I'm doing that one. This one is a new one for me. I like it, and it's a little bit different. What you do is you sit in a squat position, as you see me doing here, and then I'm just moving like I'm doing the abductor movement on one leg. So I'm doing it one leg at a time. So you can see the other leg is completely still, and one leg is moving like in the abductor movement. And yeah, it's a little bit different. I like to take my foot up on my toes because I feel it more in my glutes when I'm doing that. That one is different. Try it out if you haven't already. This is a variation of kickbacks, and I'm standing on a bench and I'm doing side kickbacks. So I'm actually going with my leg diagonal, and here I have the rubber band above my knees here. If you have them further down, it's going to be harder. So the more up you put your resistant bands, the more hard it's going to be. So diagonal movement, and this one feels a little bit differently from the normal kickbacks. When you're doing just straight, you feel it more on the outer parts of the glutes. So I like to actually do this one. I do it pretty often as well. I think more or less half of the time I'm doing glute activation, I'm doing this one. And yeah, it's a really nice one. And the same thing here with your back. Keep your back straight and your core tight is super important. This is a glute activation that I'm not doing so much, but honestly I don't know why, because it's targeting the glute like crazy. So it's leg raises, like reversed leg raises. And when you're adding a resistant band around your knees here, you actually need to pull your knees out a little bit, and you're going to target in the glutes even more. So I like to do this one with a resistant band and really squeezing in the tops. It's a really good glute activation one. And then some abduction movement. This one I think I need a stronger resistant band, because the resistance is not enough for me for this exercise, but it's a good one, and you can add another resistant band as well if you want to. And here I'm doing just one leg at a time abduction, and it's targeting a little bit differently. So if you haven't tried this one, try it out, and you're gonna see that it feels different in your booty. So yeah, these are going to be all of the different exercises that you can have for glute activation, and I hope that you guys found some new movements and that you did like this video. So I hope that I see you guys in my next video. Bye!